Oh, it's amazing. Why is it? It's like herding cats.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's like we have a session planned for 5:30, and then someone at the last minute's like, "Oh, by the way, I can't make it. I gotta be later. Oh wait, no, no, actually, I can be here earlier. Can we start at 5? Because I gotta leave early." And then I mention it, sure, and then someone doesn't read the message fully and calls 15 minutes early. Okay, I guess we're all starting early. And then, oh wait, is this person here? Nope. Okay, and then they're gone. It's so confusing. It's so hilarious though. People. Guess our uniqueness differences is what make world interesting.
Mhm.
uh, oh man, I can't remember a couple of important things that I didn't make a note of.
Oh no,
Yeah.
how terrible! How could you do that?
It's okay. I've got a whiteboard. Uh, um,
How could you do this to them?
um,
Do I keep the 45 health with him as well? That 45 health is based off of being an artificer.
why would we change that? Didn't we calculate
Because
that for? Oh, I see what you're saying. Because he's a
yeah,
barbarian. Oh, yeah, absolutely change his health when he's a barbarian.
dice hits barbarian.
And I guess we could do some kind of magic calculation to like transfer over the damage from one form to the other, like based on percentage of health taken, but that's complicated. We'll figure it out when we come to it.
Sounds good.
I'm an advocate for putting things off until I have to deal with them.
So
That's
it's a
not the case, but I'm
1d12
currently in the
plus
process of figuring out
modifier.
a lot of other stuff.
There's a 12-sided dice?
Yes, there's a 12-sided die.
Oh, it must be this one. Okay.
Yep, the one with 12 sides on it.
Plus constitutional.
Okay. Hello.
Oh,
Welcome back.
okay.
Whoa, how do I sound right now? I'm in my car.
Pretty bad, but it's
So
fine.
far away.
Well, no, give me one moment.
Okay.
Is this any better?
Yes.
Okay. EJ, you better watch out
Oh, for what?
because my luck today has been like the most crazy.
6,
Like it's gone bad, but like it's worked
7.
really well. So just get ready for these dice rolls.
All
Like
right.
I'm gonna roll like 1, but then it's gonna end up being like a 20 somehow.
Wow. Okay. I am excited to see what happens. Although I think we need a rest from all the intense combats, so I think we'll have.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna
probably
use my power in a
two-
combat. I'm sorry.
That's too overpowered.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Mhm.
I know I need a chance to decompress after that last fight. The amount of insanity.
It's okay. Mama's Suicide will still die.
I mean, I wasn't aiming to specifically kill her.
Ray was.
Granted, he probably would have killed her a couple more times if that hit with the tree stump had connected. Would've, like, vroom, slammed into a tree.
I don't know. All I know is that QZ can fight a god.
QZ, what fight about what?
QZ can fight a god.
This is true. I mean, anyone can. It's just a matter of will
He was
will they
winning.
die. Yeah.
He was doing really well.
Yeah, I was surprised that you guys managed to hit him as many times as you did with his AC.
I didn't just hit him. I was dominating him. He did nothing to me. But yeah.
He did
So
have
I was
several targets to split his attacks between, and he
I mean,
was-
you can ignore that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you guys did well. I'm very proud of you all.
Mhm.
Glad nobody
Mhm.
got crushed into oblivion. Yet.
Yet. True. But yeah, so I was moving today. Finishing up moving the rest of my furniture in my apartment. Had to rent a U-Haul for it. This is my bad luck, good luck. So I went to the U-Haul that I thought I reserved it at, and they were like, "Oh no, you reserved it at this other U-Haul," because like I chosen the location, but then when I selected the size, it probably corrected me to a different location without telling me that it changed my location.
Oof.
Because probably the location I wanted to didn't have that size U-Haul. So I ended up having to go to that other U-Haul. I got there, and they were trying to sort me out, give me the keys and stuff. But the their machine, like their computer, got messed up because they were trying to service some other guy at the same time as me. And the receipt ended up printing with the other guy's name on it instead of mine.
Oh my gosh.
But like it charged my card. They hadn't written
Oh my
anything on his
gosh.
card. So they were like, all right, here, let me just like reverse the payment really quickly and we'll try this all again. But then like when he did that, like it wasn't still working. And at this point it had been a good 15 to 20 minutes of me like waiting there. So he eventually was just like, all right, you know what? Here, just take the key. You're good. We'll have you pay once you're back. So I did that, did the move and stuff, and that all went okay. You know, it's nice to catch up with some of my older friends. But I finished the move, brought back the U-Haul, pulled it up, and they're like, all right, man. So we're just gonna have given you that for free. We're only gonna charge you for the gas. So you know, there's that. That all got worked out. So basically, I got to move for free, minus gas.
Huh. Wow.
Went to
Cool.
So yeah, this is my luck. Like it went really bad, and then it ended up like really good.
It was so bad that it wrapped all the way back around the scale.
To being good.
It was an integer
So then
overflow.
But you know, that all was stressful. So I was like, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna get some Taco Bell. And I'm gonna get one of the freezies because it's hot out.
For crap.
It's a cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll give you the craps. The Taco Bell will. So don't do Taco Bell.
No, they don't. They only do that if you get their beans. But I don't like twice fried beans or whatever it is called. I don't like beans, so I'm fine. I'll be fine.
Okay.
All right, everybody's here.
Yeah, indeed.
Also, I'm in Indiana
yeah,
right
one
now,
more thing.
so I again don't
you're
have
like-
my computer.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's all cool.
Yeah, I've got everybody's health, everybody's stuff, so I can roll for you again if you need.
So for the third or fourth
And it
week
sounds
in a
like
row,
today is going to
EJ.
be much more of a role-playing day than
Yeah, we all need a
roll.
break
Good.
after all that, you know, combat.
But yeah. So anyway, I ordered the freezy, and then they're like, "Oh, our freezy machine is broken." I had already paid, and they were like, "Do you want us to give you a charge back?" And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great," because like I had ordered a large one. If I ordered a small, it would have been like, it's just like a couple extra cents. So they charged me back for it, and they gave me a coupon for a free freezy. And once I got my meal, I was like, hey, can I just get a water cup anyway? You know, I might as well have something to drink. They gave me a cup, and it turns out their fountain doesn't distribute water, so I just got a soda anyway. but like they had charged me back for an entire drink. So like it worked out way better.
God's just working things out for you today. Little miracles here
It's
and
like
there.
it's just like I said, it's like I rolled a 1, but then that 1 became a 20.
That's really funny.
Anyway, we can start whenever.
Okay. Even though you're driving and
Yeah, it's role play.
You're driving
I
right
can role
now?
play in the car.
yep, just making sure everyone is in fact ready to go. So,
You know, maybe some people are into role play in the car.
in our last exciting
What?
episode of D&D, Mama Swizzle picked a fight with the god of nature and quickly involved the rest of the party in a grueling battle where a dragon was summoned, trees came to life and attacked, and ultimately Sylvanas ended up descending and being pulled into the ground and coming to rest in the same valley that Mama Swizzle's sister is buried in from long ago, and disappeared, seeming to no longer be able to fight, leaving the valley in eerie, quiet silence. So it's about 1 p.m. Sun is high in the sky. The birds are all silent. Nature is kind of, not even the rustling of leaves and branches remains at this point after all the wind and the lightning and the, earthquaking. Everything has kind of jostled and shifted and is now just
Hey, what's going on?
recovering.
Oh, I gotta go get some.
What?
I gotta go get some.
Okay.
I thought you were talking to me,
Okay.
Kat. I was like, wait,
Yeah, I
what have I been
know.
talking for this
I was
entire
all- I was
time? Oh, that's
To be
funny.
fair, you probably will have
Are
to
you
restart a
okay?
sentence.
No problem.
Yeah, no. Sorry. Remember, I'm at my grandparents' house, so everyone is doing everything.
Yep, I do not blame you.
Don't say a multiple on the grandparents. It's grandparent. Come on.
Well,
Pair events.
I'm
It's okay, the best
I'm
one-
playing D&D right now.
It's the best for last.
Dungeons and Dragons? What did you do this film?
I didn't do anything.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, Dungeons and
Okay.
Dragons.
Why would you tell your dad that?
No,
He's like,
the other
"Oh,
D&D.
What's that?
Drinks and
Door.
dorks.
Yeah.
That's what the other D&D is. Dweebs and
Here,
dorks.
here.
Did you say here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's a little chaos going on, but we're gonna be okay, guys.
I believe.
Coughs.
We're gonna be okay.
Anyway,
Oh my god.
Mama Swizzle was thrown to the ground and her bag opened, spilling out some of her red gold onto the forest floor, along with her scimitar, which lays on the ground nearby. And Mama Swizzle was feeling like she has a fight happening within her own body. The ichor that she drank kind of like spreading a warmth throughout her chest, which is fighting against the curse, which is kind of flipping more and more little scales of stone that seem to be spreading and trying to encroach more across her arm and shoulder, as though it wishes to seal her into a sarcophagus, a gargoyle that will forever trap her as a slave to whatever this unseen other force is that wants to keep her alive just as much as Sylvanas did. Mama Swizzle has passed out from the intensity of this whole situation, and Kuzith is now holding her in his arms, trying to lift her and bring her to safety, even though the forest is now very still, very quiet. All the threats seem to have been eliminated, and the dwarves are kind of looking around nervously, wondering what on earth has just happened. A small fire still burns on the opposite end of the clearing from where the airship crashed. And Ananias, I don't know what you're doing, but I believe you were told to go with the dwarves or something. QZ said something, ordered you to do something, but I don't remember what last time.
That's what I had said. Whether or not she actually does it,
So, with all that out of the way, Gohan's dead, but QZ doesn't know that yet. What would you guys all like to do?
I'd like to stay passed out.
Oh wow, that's a Great plan. Qzeth, you remember the words of Janus, the tiger dude, who was saying you may need to do something to deal with Mama Swizzle's curse, or she'll lose herself. He said something about disarm or kill her. I don't know. Up to you what you need
No.
to do.
Well, my dad decides he wants to talk to me really quickly.
Very well.
Sorry.
So Ananias, what are you doing? You see Qzeth and Mama Swizzle. There's
I'm
also
touching her.
you're touching her.
But what's the door?
Texting her.
Your noise.
Quick, I need a
Your text
doll.
noise.
You have a lot of background noise. It's hard to hear exactly what you just said, Kat.
Did one of y'all say something?
It's
Go ahead, Ray.
no, you're the DM.
I just
He
asked
was
you
just
what you're
talking
doing.
to me about the play that we were going to see. Okay. I guess I am the most important, like always. So you all are waiting
Yeah.
in anticipation for what I am going to do.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
I mean, it's essentially what it is right now. We all know there's always one main character.
Uh-huh.
hmm
And it's always QZ.
No, before when Light was here, it was definitely Carmen. But yeah. So yeah, QZ like looks over like Mama Swizzle and like sees this curse. And he just knows that like this is what he needs to deal with right now. Like he saw like the gods and stuff. And like all the worry about the hole inside the freaking universe is like set aside for him for this little bit of time, and he just thinks that he needs to get Mama Swizzle to someone who can tell him more about the curse. So thinking on that, I know personally from what I can remember that we've done, like the best people that he would think to talk to is the two people who were stolen by the cult. I don't know if that's at all possible. Would there be anybody else who would be better? I'll probably go and ask the dwarves that.
Gotcha. Yeah, so he'll ask the dwarves
Yeah.
if they know
Basically,
anything about this curse or the
Yeah, I'd be like, Mama Swizzle, my friend, she's had a curse this whole time, and we need to know more about it. It's taken her over completely. Do you know anyone who would be able to tell us, give me insight?
about this curse. Sadly, we tend to deal more with the mechanics than the arcane. We have few experts and none that were brought out to the field for this fight with big old automaton. Unfortunately, I cannot help you with that. If you would be
You know-
willing to come with
Wait,
us
am I
back
around?
to our... Yeah, you're right beside. The last thing you were probably interested in was
Oh, awesome.
the scattering of gold coins that kind of shimmered across the ground, indicating that there had been a message from your cult, but you're still here watching all this, and I don't remember what QZ had asked you to do last session. You can do it or not.
I asked if you'd ever
He
join
told
with the
me
dwarves.
to take Mama's puzzle. Yeah.
Also, don't forget, all my red gold is all over the ground, so if you guys want to take it.
Yeah, you could start like picking up all of Mama Swizzle's stuff.
If you want. Yeah.
Full on rogue.
I don't really particularly want to.
hmm
You might be able to get an extra level of rope though if you do that.
An extra what of rope?
Really?
An extra level. Because everybody knows once you steal something once, you instantly
Oh.
gain a level of in rogue.
I thought you were saying a level of rope, and I
Wait,
was like,
is that right?
rope? How does gold equate to rope?
Wait, so I can just like multi-class by stealing one thing?
That's not how. I mean, you can
That's,
multi-class if you want to,
successfully
but
steal it.
you cannot level up by stealing.
I'm gonna steal your heart.
You could try. Good luck.
I already have it.
No, you don't.
I do. I
You
keep a
locked
good
it
care of it.
away and put it into a treasure chest deep under the sea.
I also want to update you all on my Taco Bell situation.
She's
The
got
luck
someone
has
else's
turned
heart.
sour.
Threw mine away. What?
The luck has turned sour on my Taco Bell situation.
Oh no, what happened?
They forgot to add any of the cream cheese. So I ordered the Supreme Taco, which comes with sour cream. I said cream cheese. It comes with sour cream and tomatoes, but they forgot it.
Man, we're going through it today.
Wow.
It evens out though
I
because I
climbed
got the free drink.
some power lines today.
I hope they were not active.
They were. I didn't touch the hot parts.
I mean, if birds are allowed to
Wow.
fly onto them, then why can't a cat?
Because a cat can't fly.
Hmm.
Oh.
Okay, we're really off topic right
I
now.
don't know
Yeah.
what.
So the dwarves told me no, because they never want to be helpful.
Basically.
Well, the dwarf said I got interrupted, but they were saying we don't have anyone here who would have any kind of expertise about that. We're not exactly like magic experts.
Them.
But they were saying if you wanted to come back and accompany them to their, their official place that they live at, they might have someone who knows more, but there's no guarantee. They don't know what their guy will know. Granted that would be
I
a
see.
detour when they're giving you a motorcycle that can
Mhm.
help you.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, QZ will say, I see. Well, unless you're quite certain that they would be able to help, I think I just need to get onto the road. There's so many other disasters that I have witnessed in my time here, and I mean, I have to handle them one at a time, and right now Mama Swizzle is the most important.
It's like look for light bulb store.
Loot the
But
light
any
What's
dilly
It's
dallying
the hardware. It's hardware.
will just
where you
make
tell
any other
rates to
situation
what bulb-
No,
worse.
but
So,
would y'all pick up
I
food for
can't
me?
hear you.
Not at
Okay.
Menards. They don't have
Cat's
food.
background
Cat,
noise
can
is
you
too
mute
loud.
for a second?
They may have Nutella, but it may not be the.
Okay,
Flavor.
I have to mute. Give me a second. I gotta
Yeah.
figure out how.
Sorry, Mander.
Mm,
You can look.
She muted.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, so
Thank you, Cat.
I don't know where I would need to start for you, but
The whole thing.
yeah, okay. I see that this is QZ talking. I see. Well, unless you can say with quite a high amount of certainty that this person would be able to inform me more, I think I'd best just get onto the road. There's quite a bit of disasters that I've witnessed in my time here, and they're all just going to get worse the longer I wait. So I really think I must be going off. Well, of course, where is why do I always forget his name whenever it's I had remembered his name before. I hate
Gohan.
this entire campaign.
I'm sorry. I do my best to run a cool game for you guys.
Where is Gohan anyway? We really should be going. I know that assassin after him is quite the thing.
Mm-hmm. Two of these dwarves kind of look to each other hesitantly and then look back to you. Well, you're right about one thing, lad. It seems misfortune seems to follow you wherever your group goes. I've never seen gods and devils and whatever else cause so many problems around a group before. Your friend, well, perhaps we'd better just let you see him. And then they
You happen here? Is he sick? Did his wounds get infected?
You could say that.
Wow, this dwarf does not know how to handle the loss of somebody. This dwarf is just like, yeah, you could say that.
Another one just kind of, slaps him on the shoulder like, bruh, you need to... He just goes, your friend didn't make it, lad.
What?
Gohan?
Yep, that is a doornail.
Oh, that was my door. Yeah, I'm finally in. But yeah, so QZ is shocked, obviously. And just like says his name, Gohan, and I don't know if he's holding his weapon, but he would
He's holding.
no, he's
Mama
holding
Swizzle.
Mama Swizzle.
Yep.
Yeah, QZ like goes to lower Mama Swizzle to the ground, but like is barely thinking about it, so like he doesn't fully lean down all the way, and he kind of like puts her down with a little bit of a thud, as she was still probably like a good half a foot off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And QZ says, "You have him here?"
He said, "Back at the camp."
There was no, I shouldn't have left. You hear that?
Yeah. They
That's
they
what-
just kind of look to each other again, like, what do we say to him? You can't blame yourself, lad. Whatever did him in, I can assume you've avenged him now by fighting this whatever this
No,
was that killed him.
this was not Gohan's battle. Whoever was after Gohan, they are going to pay. They are put themselves on a long, ever-growing list. Yusith is kind of like staring, like he has like the 1,000-yard stare as he's just thinking to himself of like how he left it off, his regret of ending things so quickly with Gohan when he knew that he was sick, and he's thinking on his destiny almost of what his God has planned for him.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out of it a bit, like QC not fully stopping his stare, but like maybe half moving his head back towards the dwarves. He says, "Well, if there's room on the bike, well, I'll take him away from you all and give him a proper burial."
If you've got a bit, you could bury him here. I don't know if the bike would be able to fit so many people.
EJ, I don't know. Yeah, you could keep on talking on what they're saying. But I don't know if you would think this, but I imagine that like in the crime guild that Gohan was a part of, and obviously QZ for a bit, there was like a little bit of like a ritual for like the fallen
Yeah, for
like
sure.
thieves and stuff, like whether or not you could like retrieve their body or not.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so like we could brainstorm what that is, or maybe just think on it later. I'll come back with something.
Yeah, oftentimes there's like something to do with fire, like snuffing out a candle or
Yeah, but I
releasing
mean
a
that's like
lantern.
so straightforward. Can we have it be something with ice?
If you want, I don't
No,
know
that's okay.
whether your criminals would have easy access to like frost
Ice
magic or
box
whatever.
thieves, hey.
Yeah, the refrigerator bandits.
Indeed.
If you'd like to
Yeah,
have some specific ritual, then yeah, that's totally a thing. I can imagine that they
Yeah.
would often have jobs get botched, and they would do something to remember their fallen comrades, whether or not they
Yeah.
could retrieve the body.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like QZ will say, no. I appreciate the offer of burying him here, but there's a tradition with for people like Gohan that well, if I can do one more thing for him, after all that he's done for me, good and bad, I feel I should give him the burial that he would have wanted.
Understandable. Well, if it would help, we can add on a little cart to be dragged behind your motorcycle.
We'll work it out
Slow you
later.
down a little bit.
I right now let's just get moving. QZ is going to like shout for Ananias. Say, Ananias, we're gonna go back to the dwarven settlement and then be on our way. Will you be joining us? And now maybe Cat has to unmute.
Kit Kat.
People are still talking to me.
But it's okay, because we will also be talking to you.
Mama Swizzle, in your passed out dream, it's a frightful nightmare. You're not dead, so your soul is not separated from your body and, fighting through the same hellscape of being caught between realities, but you are still
Snap back
subject
to
to
reality.
the turbulent memories and thoughts that are twisting and tumbling through your mind of, the Kenku with kind brown eyes crying, pleading with you to stop your nonsense, and the shapeless form of feathers that tries to draw you deeper into the darkness, and Sylvanus, the feeling of his horns stabbing you time and time again as you fight in an endless war of your own mind. Kuzith, as you're carrying her, you kind of see her like sputter and moan a little bit in her sleep, and the arm kind of pulsates and vibrates as it seems
Cuts off their arm.
violent. Yeah, so with Ananias temporarily unable to speak about their actions, we'll just assume for the moment that maybe some of the dwarves helped
Wait,
pick
what
up-
did they ask of me? What did they ask me?
I
You were
think-
free to do whatever you wanted.
Yeah, whatever you'd like to do. So as
I
you're-
did whatever Nathan told me to do.
I was just returning to the dwarfs, but after the battle, that because I only told you to do that during the battle. So after the battle, you could have done other stuff. Like what we suggested, some options could be is like, go across the field and stuff and recollect all of Mama Swizzle's
Oh,
stuff.
I need to not. I need to read what the sent me.
What they sent you.
Oh, yes, the cult? Yeah, if you would like, you may do that. So as you pull out your pendant discreetly and kind of take a look at it, you see the message says, with both body and mind destroyed of Colville, only high-level magic could restore him to life. That avenue is closed off. We must do something more drastic with the land of the dead. And that's the only instruction so far he has mentioned. He's just seeming to give you an update about their plans. And as this is the second time that the gold is flashed, there seems to be a small addendum added that is, we will head back to never mind. I don't know how they would word it. they just say, continue distracting the adventurers, referring to your companions. Okay. Well, I guess, Ananias, is there anything that you would like to do? If you don't pick up the red gold and Mama Swizzle's scimitar, some of the dwarves will probably go ahead and, gather up those items as they're preparing to head out and following Qzeth as he carries Mama Swizzle towards the dwarven camp. The ballista seems severely damaged, so the dwarves just kind of decide to leave it there for the time being, and head back to their camp rather than drag it back through the forest on the small path they've made. Okay, well, without any further input, you all make it back to the dwarven camp. It's a slow, solemn procession, not many people talking. It's a pretty short walk. It's only been, a short distance away from the camp. Once you make it there, the rest of the dwarves that had not come on this little fighting party are understandably confused and asking for updates about what on earth just happened. And the dwarves kind of describe as best they can what on earth they had witnessed. And I don't know if Ananias or Qzeth would give them any additional pointers about who or what they had just fought, or clarification on what the devil, quote-unquote, was that they put back into the ground. But you all make it back to the camp, and you're brought to the middle of the camp where there is a motorcycle, bright, shiny, hammered metal, bronze plates kind of put together to form this beautiful creation for you all. It's armored, seems pretty sturdy, except for the glass orb with like a faint shimmering blue light coming from inside it, and all the clockwork gears that we mentioned before. That looks, rather caustic and potentially fragile. A dwarf, as he's now realizing it's a sad occasion with you carrying a body of your fallen comrade and also having to deal with the discovered loss of your other companion. He
And another one bites dust.
he has to be more gentle with the way that he, it's no longer like, oh yeah, here's your new car. It's more like a, well,
You
just-
get it. Oh,
just
I'm
keep
so,
it, yeah,
so
just keep in
sorry.
mind that this this power core here is rather explosive, so try not to crash into anything too hard. he basically says, don't let
How
it get
hard-
pierced or blown
I'm
up or anything.
not even gonna question.
It
Thank
can
you
survive some
for-
heavy bumps, but don't slam into a wall.
I really,
you know.
I'm just gonna avoid all bumps. I think.
It's like he drives his motorcycle so slow it'd just be faster to walk there.
Especially
True.
through the untamed wilderness, yeah. But it is a big enough, seat. It's like big enough to hold a person of any stature. Like if it were a not a giant, but like someone Gohan sized,
A half
two of
giant.
those people could sit, front and back and holding each other's waist or whatever. For people smaller like you, like a normal sized person, easily 3 of you could sit on it, or 2 and then lay one on it. As far as bringing Gohan and Ananias and Qzeth plus Mama Swizzle, it might be a
What
little
if we
more
sit
difficult
laps?
to stack yourselves all on top, but what did you
What if
say?
we sit laps?
You have to become a circus and stack each other on each other.
Clown cars. I still don't understand the word. Flaps?
Laps.
Oh, yeah, you could do that. I mean, that's very similar to, being in front of each other, just slight displacement there. You could just pile Gohan and Mama Swizzle and, have Ananias sit on top of them. They'll be fine.
Yeah. I reckon we'll figure out a way to put us all in there. QZ, I don't think is like really in the mood for like formalities. He's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
just like after all this crap that's happened, he's just like gives like a general thank you, but he's not like he's like trying to make it quick and be on his way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're planning on leaving today? Still
Yeah, I
at this
think
time?
I don't think he wants to spend another night here. So
I
much
see.
bad stuff's been happening. He's like, we're all together. We're going.
I see. At this point, as you're, a couple of dwarfs did go to check out the fire from the flaming airship that crashed, and they were apart as you're kind of gathering up the body of Gohan. You find him with a stab wound in his chest, and all the color drained out of his, gray-skinned face, and his face is kind of
He's
frozen.
Put into that machine from Monsters Inc.
Hmm?
The machine that steals your screams.
It's been a long time since I saw that movie. We'll go with sure. I don't really know.
Oh no. Poor Randall.
Is there anything in particular that you'd like to do? Or, like, gather up anything, talk to anyone else, get more information, have the dwarves translate one of the books you guys have in Dwarvish, or do you want to just get going as quickly as you can?
Qzeth has nothing that he would want to do. I think that would be a question mostly for Ananias.
Mm-hmm. Kat, are you able to talk at all, or are you still very...
I can talk.
Talk.
I just want to give everyone
I
the
don't have anything
opportunity
I want
to
to do.
stuff. Okay, cool. Alright, well, with Ananias edgily chilling in the background, being a cool cult person. As you guys are getting prepared to go, you kind of... How do you want to handle Gohan? Or just generally the number of people that you're trying to fit onto this.
Just use him as a bench, right?
You could. Poor guy.
Well,
So
nobody cares. Like, we're being respectful by burying him, but like up until the burying, you
Can
can
we
do whatever
just
you want with
bury
the body.
him?
No, there's like a ritual
Can
that
we
I
just
decided.
bury him?
Oh, carry him?
No, she said bury him.
No, bury him.
Oh
we
yeah.
Should, we should
no,
drop him
there's
off.
a ritual that I decided is normal for us to do.
I think Ananias might be
You
suggesting
decided
doing it
it's
now.
normal?
Yeah.
It's racing down the highway at the fastest speed and just throwing the body off.
I'm still coming up with what it is. I did want to say that it was like shooting him off as if he were a firework or something, but I don't know.
The ritual is just slam the motorcycle into a wall.
I don't think he particularly cares about your ritual at this point, Goose.
It's a formality that we give to all of our fellow.
But you came up with it. Have you done it
no,
before?
No.
That was
no,
out
no.
of character. That he
I'm
was
coming
saying
up with it as Nathan, not as Qzeth.
Oh.
Sorry,
Oh.
I figured that was what was
You said it
happening.
in character.
Out of character, talking to in
The
character.
realization is just like so intense, just like whoa.
Rewrites the entire history of this conversation.
I'm so confused.
Mhm.
I wouldn't. Never mind.
But yeah, so Qzeth is basically like there's a ritual that must be done for everyone who was a part of our crime family. Gohan would just... It wouldn't feel right leaving Gohan buried here and not having that ritual performed for him. Especially after leaving him.
What if we perform the ritual here?
They don't have enough of that thing that they needed.
Okay.
So I, as
don't
Nathan, have
really-
not fully figured out what this ritual should be.
could be based on any culture in D&D, because your crime syndicate was a conglomerate of many different people coming together
exactly.
from various walks of life. So really, yeah, whichever one you want to choose to be the
But like my thought
I
is,
don't really want
tradition.
to.
so my thought is like you're supposed to get brought back to the street where you were picked up by the crime syndicate.
Oh,
So like you have to like actually be brought back to your location.
that would be a ways to go for
Mm-hmm,
Gohan.
If it's possible.
It's
Now,
possible.
if you
the
don't
body might
have
start
the
to rot.
body, if you don't have the body, then you're just supposed to visit the location instead and
Mhm.
light a torch for them.
It's like scattering their ashes or something.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
turning them
I will
back to
not be
really
coming with.
Well,
That's
in the
funny.
meantime, we're just gonna have a rotting body on the back of our little.
This is worse than the dragon tongue.
motorcycle.
That's
Yeah.
As long as you don't use him as a
I
human
think
shield.
this kind of crosses a
Oh,
line.
actually, here we go. Here we
dude.
go. Here we go. I figured it out. I
Yikes.
figured it out. All we need is his heart. There we go.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh.
That's all we need. We just need to
Did
put
you
back
did you just
his heart.
That seems very like
Did you just
disrespectful
suggest
to the body.
that we rip out his heart?
Yes,
Okay,
he
so
did.
in character now. I suppose, I mean, it's a little bit gorish, but the important part is that the heart returns to the place where you were picked up in to the crime family. And
I love
I
how
mean,
this
Oh
implies
my
typically you
God.
don't want
the
to.
crime syndicate
but...
has just been chucking like hearts at
No,
street
you would do
corners.
the whole
and, like-
body if possible. But the important part is the heart.
I don't want to take it.
You literally had a dragon's tongue.
That's different than
Ananias grimaces
oh my
and
gosh.
said, "Well, we can take his tongue."
Why do you like tongues?
Dead men tell no tales.
Listen, the tongue was for safekeeping of the water. It was a necessary thing.
You decided you wanted the tongue before you decided you wanted the water. Let's be fair here. That's actually not
That's not true.
Okay. Well, Kuzith just says, I mean, you won't be the one to carry it. How about that? And then he says to one of the dwarves,
I wasn't
you-
planning on that.
have a doctor, someone who could perhaps crack open his chest and
Oh,
retrieve the vital organ.
Sorry,
It's
did
better.
did you say
I
something
came
to
up.
me?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
no, no.
To a dwarf or...
Kuzith asked a dwarf if they have a surgeon who can crack open his chest and steal those precious heart goods.
Ah, yes. The dwarf doctor could help with that. They say uncomfortably. They give you just kind of a weird look, but you're like, it's a tradition, and they're like, okay, not gonna question it.
Yeah, so if we get that done, then I think we're ready to go.
Sure.
Well, maybe while it's being performed, Kuzith will talk more to Ananias.
Sure.
Ananias,
do we have to watch?
no, what? Just turn around. Like, I just want to have an aside with you really quickly.
Okay, we'll have an
You're
aside.
the one who's still staring. At
What
it.
is an aside?
It
Oh,
means that we
okay,
step
okay,
aside.
okay. I turn around.
Oh my goodness! It's like, what were you raised with? Like a cult? Sorry. That was. I didn't mean it like that. No. So, I mean, Ananias, I don't know what you had planned, but will you join me to help Mama Swizzle? It's on close to the top of my list.
I'm confused. Help with what?
To cure Mama Swizzle's, like, her curse.
The fact that she
she's-
lives forever? I thought
She's
that was
she-
a benefit.
she's becoming stone. She's passed out, and I don't know if she'll wake up because of this curse.
Is that bad?
I'd imagine so.
Well-
She didn't seem able to move any of these stone appendages. I worry that she's going to end up
Well,
like
I
Rusty.
think that. Well, I think that there's definitely people who can help her back in Lunimus.
I mean, that's better than any location I could have thought of to go. I would like to return Cusy's heart to the streets before then, though. It's a little bit out of the way.
I don't want to go to the streets.
Shall I drop you off at Lunimus then?
And aren't you QC?
he
Gohan's.
meant Gohan.
I didn't mean Gohan. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll say that.
Yeah. You can take the heart. Shall I take Mama Swizzle then? Shall we go on our way and you meet back up with us?
I suppose, and perhaps maybe there's some more training that I'll be able to get swept up into. You did end my session.
Where did he appear with you?
Oh, you know, just out.
No, I don't.
outside.
I asked.
I mean, it's probably the same way
Yeah, but,
that
like,
you
yeah.
vanished in the first place. I think we're just both keeping secrets, maybe, unless you wanted to share.
No. That you don't understand. I never vanished. 1, 2. I'm asking because if we're going in the same way, I can get you slightly closer, and then we split off then.
We're mostly in the same direction, right? Right, EJ? We're gonna mostly go the same way.
So you're suggesting that Ananias and Mama Swizzle go to Lunimus, while
Yes.
you and Gohan go to wherever he got
Well,
picked
just
up?
Gohan's heart. I alone,
yeah, so
essentially,
you alone,
return
Kuzith, or
Gohan to the streets.
There we go, splitting up the party again.
That would be. Let's see. Do you even know the street that Gohan was picked up on? Because he joined the Creme Syndicate long before you did, obviously. He may have talked about his history.
Yeah, no, I think he talked about it because I think like if this is like a true tradition,
Mhm.
then like this is something that like we like tell each other where like the street exactly that we were picked up in case we needed to get dropped off, in case like we lose one another. Like there's always people who know, and like Gohan was always like closer to me, so like I think QZ definitely knew.
Yeah, so unfortunately the place Gohan got picked up at was really far. Like, way farther than Westwood.
What
which
if I
is-
take the bike?
I mean, even with the bike, it'll take you a lot longer to get there than Westwood.
But is it on the way?
Yes, Westwood is on the way, but it'll take you easily 3 more days of travel, like just traveling the
After.
entire day to get there. It's past the mountain range to the southwest. No, southeast. I always get my east and west confused. I think
The west
playing
and the
Sea of Thieves would make
east.
it better at it. Anyway, so yeah, it would take you some time to get
I mean,
there,
I
unless you
think
had
that
some kind
that's
of
time
teleporting
that
magic.
I think that's time that QZ is fine with spending. I think in the meantime, probably we'll just travel to Lunimus, and
You don't
then
wanna go to
like
Westwood
depart
after all?
when we.
You don't want to go to Westwood after all?
When were we going to Westwood?
I thought you were wanting to bring Mama Swizzle there for the Swinfords.
No,
Oh,
no, no,
a
no, no,
couple
no,
to
no,
look
no,
at her.
no, no. Ananias says that there would be people in Lunimus who would be able to help.
distance-wise, you're actually closer to Westwood than to Lunimus.
Well, then we could go to Westwood and
Either way
ask.
works.
I mean, I'm not worried about the distance. I'm worried about who can actually fix Mama Swizzle most likely. Like, I don't think the Swinfords have that much of a chance of being able to do it, quite honestly.
What are the
Yeah.
Swinfords?
They are
The
the
people who you
couple.
stole.
Yeah, for the cult, they got saved and didn't get sacrificed, but they seem to be powerful wizards of some respect, though they didn't have that much of an understanding of the rift or what the cult was doing. Maybe they've gained some knowledge as a result of having some time to study it in the meantime. Also, you have brought with you some knowledge in that journal, which you haven't read and you have kept hidden from everyone, so maybe you have some knowledge that'll help, maybe you don't. But the Swinfords did ask for you to bring back any knowledge you can, because Shadow was saying, hey, we need to go to that castle to get more knowledge that'll help you seal the rift. Of course, maybe he wanted to just do his own thing, and he also needed the knowledge, but either way,
He would try to bamboozle us, wouldn't he?
he doesn't seem entirely truthful,
Well-
with you at least.
Well, either way, I do think we would have a better chance in Lunimus, based on what I saw there.
I mean, QZ definitely didn't think that the Swinfords had that high of a shot. So I think he's, if Ananias seems convinced of Lunimus's ability to do this, then he's like well on board to do that. So I guess the further question would be: is Lunimus also on the way?
Lunimus is more due east, if not slightly north, whereas Westwood is southeast. So you would be heading more or less across that
opposite.
lake that you guys saw earlier.
So I'd
and
be
just
heading in.
But
the
we could
opposite
take a-
direction.
You could take a portal.
not opposite direction. You'd
Once-
be heading like to 90-degree
Hey,
Yeah.
Goose.
paths.
Yeah, there's a portal apparently.
If
You could use magic portals once you're at Lunimus.
That is true.
I could have somebody send you, and you would be placed there quickly.
That is true.
Oh, that would be great. But on my return, would I have to walk back?
It depends on if there's a return portal.
I don't know about this town, but possibly. Either way, it's our best shot. I think to Lunimus we must go. And we'll see from there what our journey leads ahead for us.
Okay.
Yeah,
you-
I would have no idea, I don't believe, about Westwood's state of portals, but I assume there's one close enough
Well, you know
to
there was-
get him
There was
within
at least
distance.
one in the sewers, but it has now been buried. If there's
Correct.
another one, perhaps. Yeah. There probably would be another, like a public use one.
I would assume at least in a nearby town there would be another.
Yeah, Westwood has grown to be such a, populous hub of,
Westing and Woods.
it's become kind of a more technologically advanced magical hub. So it's definitely, progressed to the point where it probably has a permanent teleportation circle that people use. The cult just had their own because they wanted to do spooky things in the sewers without being spotted.
And I don't know the name of the place that Pumpkin's traveling to, but that's what I'm trying to help him figure out if there's a portal
is
to it.
whether or not there's a portal there.
That one definitely would, because it is a heavily populated. It's
City.
like the king town, like the monarch
Oh, sure,
reigning
sure.
part of Western Cantera. So that region, that
So the
town in
capital.
particular does, the capital.
If it would have a portal, it would have a
It
portal.
would certainly
Okay,
have
so
a
then
portal.
in that case, Qzith will say, "Oh, that's a great point, Ananias. Yes, portal would work nicely. I'll join you and make arrangements with Mama Swizzle, and I should be there and back later than a day." So yeah, I think we can probably start our travels as soon as Gohan's heart is ready.
Cool. As you are finishing up your conversation, you begin to hear a faint, like distant, but noticeable kind of crazed roar. Like a
I love how Discord man cut you out there.
Sorry.
TJ,
Really went around.
before we go,
Mm-hmm.
while we're taking Mama Swizzle, can I also ask for the stuff and take it in the car with us?
Oh
got
yeah, the
stuff?
stuff the dwarves collected. Yeah. You
Yeah.
you collect that once again. I'll say maybe they missed a couple because picking up each individual red coin from a large area that they got scattered across in a woods of acid and water and whatever else has been washed throughout the the forest with rocks and stuff. that
I'd
get
assume
caught under.
so.
So
Oh,
Mama
no.
Swizzle,
Yeah.
if they put everything back in your pack, or are you putting it in your pack or Mama Swizzle? What's
No, I'm putting it in Mama Swizzle's bag and just setting it in the truck or
Yeah.
trunk
Not
of
gonna
the little
steal any
motorcycle.
of it.
Okay, Mama Swizzle, I would say mark off that you've lost about maybe 26 red gold pieces, but you still have 3,974.
I'm looking for it, but for some reason it's not in my notes.
Oh, it's not. The red gold is not in your
Yeah, it's not
Mama
in my
Swizzle
notes.
notes? Huh. Well, maybe it's listed in your. You put it as currency instead of, I don't know.
No.
Anyway, as you're getting prepared to go, you heard that distant scream, and 30 seconds later you hear another one that's much closer. It sounds like the cry of something humanoid, and it's definitely
It's
coming
humanoid.
closer. There are no birds to be startled and fly off anymore after the whole destruction of earlier. But you quickly begin to hear something kind of rustling through the forest and approaching the camp. What would you guys like to do? You can just jump on and take off if you'd like.
That was my thought, honestly.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if Ananias is more likely to stop.
What are we doing with this body?
There was a rustling.
Yeah, the dwarves kind of turn and draw their axes and weapons and are like, "Not again! What devilry follows you people everywhere you go?"
I don't think that's after, unless it. Could it be? Has the assassin come from me?
Bloodlust in Kuzith's eyes as the two
Oh, yeah,
dwarves that were
essentially.
checking out the airship kind of stumble and run out of the forest, just like, "Oh my gosh!" and they're just like tripping over themselves, running for the cover, and they dive into the nearest tent as as another cry comes by, and you see what looks like a weird looking like hobgoblin man. He's like a muscular old man with wiry frizzy white hair, looking like he's like a gigantic baby or something, like just in a loincloth basically at this moment, and he has a small pack on his back as he's just kind of flailing his giant muscly weird claws around and looking at everyone with wild eyes as he kind of comes into the clearing, a little bit of spittle kind of dripping from his face. He looks like an absolute crazy person, but you're pretty sure he's a human, even though he looks just like he's roided up and very crazy.
Okay. QZ pauses for a second. You couldn't have been the murderer, could you have been?
He just locks eyes with you as you've drawn his attention. Actually, he locks one eye on you. The other one is kind of like lazily looking elsewhere.
Mm.
And he just lets out a and for just a second, let's take a walk back down memory lane. A couple of sessions ago, QZ and Mama Swizzle were discussing her curse and, explaining for the first time in actual words that Mama Swizzle was immortal as she was talking through the ring. Simultaneously, elsewhere, we see in a dim workshop in a little pocket dimension, a crazed doctor working in his laboratory with scraps of metal and pieces of machinery strewn all about. Would you like to describe your character a little bit, Ray?
All right. So, his name is Dr. Lecage, and he is the world's most foreknown scientist and arcanist that one could ever hire to make whatever artifact you could desire. The thing is, you got to put up with how egotistical he is.
Interesting.
He
So
is
essentially,
a-
I did guess correctly that this was the murderer because it's you.
You're right.
This is a tall, lanky man with very untidy, kind of pale blonde hair, and he's always loud as he speaks because he is a little deaf in one ear. And he's always wearing a laboratory suit.
So we see this doctor working steadily as he's dismantling some kind of magical weapon that was invented, and there are various inventions and half-formed constructions laying about in this laboratory of his. Suddenly, the doctor hears a faint chiming, like a humming of some kind, coming from a scrap piece of enchanted metal he's long since forgotten the origin of. And what would you like to do? It seems to be something in your junk drawer.
I want to talk to him.
This is only the doctor in this area at this moment.
The doctor, it's like he's in the middle of wrenching one of his builds that he's doing, and then he hears that chime, and he's just drops the wrench immediately and jumps into that pile of stuff to try to find what it is.
When
What is
he lunges away, Kizith like immediately
This is a
draws his
flashback.
weapon.
This
This
is
is
not.
a
Oh,
flashback.
it's a flashback.
This is
Okay.
happening
I thought it was just, like,
simultaneously as
only-
you
yeah, okay.
were having that conversation in the past. This is somewhere
Hmm.
far away in some pocket dimension in a laboratory elsewhere.
Wait, so I don't remember this? I'm
No,
confused. What's
you were
happening?
you were not there. This is just the doctor. As Qzeth and Mama Swizzle were having their conversation, and you were on the moon at this point, Ananias. This is that same moment. So the doctor hears this strange, chiming noise.
So this is in the past that's
Yes.
happening right now.
This
Okay.
is a brief flashback.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just trying to come up to our current moment to explain what's going on.
Yes. So, you quickly find the piece of metal. It's like a twisted scrap that seems to have once been a part of a cross guard, or perhaps a piece of armor, but it's long since been kind of ripped and twisted by some kind of horrendous battle. So as you examine it and kind of study it intently, and put it underneath your magnifying glass, you begin to hear...
I have one of those head magnifying glasses
Yes,
that I put over my
exactly.
eyes,
Yeah.
and then I keep on swapping the zoom in lenses. It keeps on making bigger and bigger.
Nice.
Yes, you've already studied this piece of metal many times before, but it's never had any kind of reaction or made any kind of sound of its own accord like this.
Wait, is this in modern or past time?
Past time.
This is still in the past. This whole thing is in the past. You're not here
Will
right
you
now.
let us know
Oh,
when
okay.
it is no longer in the past, please?
I will, yes.
Make it clear.
I will make it clear. Anyway, so
Wait, one more question. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
no problem.
Is this the past?
In modern time, is this the same guy who just approached us? Like this guy is the guy in the forest with the...
Yes, but he looks rather different right now. We'll get to that. So,
Well,
I mean,
I've never seen it before, so to me it doesn't matter.
yes. Well, I'm just saying we're currently describing the
I've
doctor
never
as
seen him
being
at all.
kind of a lab coat wearing, blondish white haired kind of guy who's in glasses and studying things like a crazy person, whereas the person that just kind of tromped out of the forest is like a muscular baby man who's just, a mindless force of nature trying to, barbarianize or something. I don't know. Anyway, as you're the doctor, as you are examining this piece of metal and kind of studying the frequencies that it's currently emitting, it kind of fades into forming words in your brain, and you hear a weird voice you've never heard before go, "I am immortal," and begin to go in a little more detail. How do you react to this information?
He immediately takes out a piece of paper and quill and starts writing everything down manically.
Mm-hmm. And I assume with this excitement and intrigue, you immediately, begin to freak out and try to figure out what is happening and pull out another piece of technology that you've got that is able to track a signal, triangulating the source of this magical force that's creating words out of this piece of metal for no reason. And you are quickly able to hone in on a certain location from where this this message is seeming to originate from. So without further ado, I assume you grab a couple things that you might need for your journey, and without another thought, hop into your airship and leave behind the paranoia and the humming of machinery, and begin flying towards your destination, just intent on discovering the source of this potential immortality. And as you're sailing off in this airship and leaving behind the citadel that you call home, you feel almost relaxed and at peace for once, haunted in your dreams as you go by a pale face with no eyes. You've got a long journey ahead of you before you reach the planet's surface. And then, we've already seen how fiery explosion blew up the airship, crashed, suddenly chaos, and one thing led to another. We'll just say that you basically were passed out during the whole crashing and exploding and all that, and now that you've come to, you don't seem to have your right mind about you, but you're not conscious of that. Now we're caught up back to the present, so Dr. or Mr. Hyde, or what's his name?
Dr. Doolittle.
I'm calling him Mr. Hyde.
Sure, Mr. Hyde, but spelled with an I-H-I-D-E. So, we have a crazy person now in front of Q's, Ethan, and Ananias. Just to make it clear, yes, we are caught up with the present again. Everyone is here now. So...
Wait, so I have to start paying attention now?
Yes. Could I have everyone roll me initiative?
Including the knocked out Mama Swizzle?
Not Mama Swizzle. Mama Swizzle is unconscious.
I was gonna say.
Could I have you roll me initiative then?
Yes, sure, ma'am, person. I said yes,
Yes,
sure, and then I realized it sounded like yes, sir, and I'm sorry.
But my person isn't like a sir or a ma'am, allegedly.
Okay, Ananias, you are 17 for initiative. What'd you get? Other people's?
I forgot that I had to roll something. Literally, I was like, oh, I have to pay attention now, and then stop paying attention.
The
Oh my
dwarves
gosh.
seem a little slow to the punch.
Let me see. All right, I've rolled the die. I just forgot to pull up the sheet because I had pulled it up and then clicked close on it accidentally. Let me see. View.
Remember how Ethan was like, we need a break from combat.
Yeah. You guys
Alright, I got
changed my
21.
plans. Nice. Okay, good. Qzeth, you're probably first then, depending on what the doctor gets.
I'd hope so.
It will be a 17.
Oh, okay. Ananias and Doctor are tied. Could you guys tell me your dex modifier?
+1.
+1? Okay. You go second then.
Oh, dex mod. Yeah, +1.
Okay. So, Qzeth, you are up. What would you like to do?
Well, so can you explain again to me the environment that I am in for this fight?
We are in the Dwarven camp. I did not have a map prepared for this. Unfortunately, I could make one real quick, if we'd like to have a visual.
We fighting?
Yeah.
There's currently a crazy person just
we have to
charging in and
fight? What if
terrorizing
we-
these dwarves. If you would like to pacify him somehow, or if you have a sleep spell, something that can just trap him in a tent, that'd be great.
Oh.
So it'd be great to save us all
Yeah,
from more
so
combat.
Qzeth had already. Can we say like Qzeth like already was like ready out with because he like he drew his weapon already. I had already said that.
Yeah.
And I think like he knows like he doesn't want to kill this person.
Mhm.
But like part of him thinks that it could just be like the crazy person who did kill Gohan.
Mhm.
So he just wants to incapacitate him, you know.
Yeah.
So Qzeth's gonna like run in and like with the non-sharp end of his pokey stick, he's gonna
Mhm.
like try and sweep the feet out from under this guy.
Gotcha. Sure. I guess I'll do
Roll
that.
to hit.
Yeah.
That was not really. Okay, we'll call that a roll, I guess. Do. Let me see. So now Ray, you'll have to tell me.
Yep.
Does a 21 hit?
21 definitely hits.
Okay. So you've been hit.
Cool.
For how much?
I guess I do have to do damage.
Yeah,
Now,
go ahead and do normal
because I'm
damage.
using the non-sharp side.
I would say do the
of it.
damage as normal, but we'll treat the
It won't be
trying to knock him
piercing.
over as a we'll do it as bludgeoning instead, and we'll say that the trying to trip him, we'll treat that as the same DC for a stunning strike, and we'll just have him make a dex check to avoid falling. What do you think?
Okay, so it was 8 damage.
Alright. And then a dex check. That
Indeed.
would be a 7.
Okay, that's not very good. So yeah, we'll say Ray, you trip, and you fall on your back. You are prone now for the moment, which gives
As
everyone else advantage.
as I fall, I go.
By the way, since you are a barbarian and you're raging, you take half damage because you have resistance to most types of damage. So that bludgeoning damage that you took was actually halved. Could you adjust that?
How much was that? 6 before? Or 8? It was 8 before. So there we go.
Okay, unfortunately I don't think I can reuse this map easily. I was going to try to make a quick mock-up of the map with the
Worries.
tents. Maybe I could, honestly. I don't know.
So the noises that this guy makes, by the way, you can think of Tasmanian Devil.
That's great. Okay, so Qzeth, you have approached, you knocked over, tripped this guy, and then kind of, pointed the end of your spear at him, I guess, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say? Did you say something to him?
I just go blah 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 blah.
All right, Ananias, you're up. You've seen Qzeth approach and knock over this Tasmanian devil man with bizarre proportions.
Human is he? Just like a really buff dude?
Yeah, he's a human. He just looks very weird. He looks like Tasmanian devil proportions, really, at this point.
I look like a
Oh.
baby man with big, huge muscles.
Nice.
Okay, let's see if I can
Uh,
adapt.
well, I'm going to ask Qzeth, do you know this man? As I watch him tackle him, and immediately after, I'm not
Qzeth
gonna wait
not
for a
taking his
reply.
time.
What spells do I have, by the way?
You have.
Qzeth will reply though, and he will say, "If I've knocked him over, then I probably do not know him."
You've already used your spell slots, so all you've got is Chill Touch, Dancing Lights, Eldritch Blast, Gust, and Mage Hand. Unless you wanted to use your staff or another magical item that you've
Okay.
got.
Yeah, I wanted to know about my cantrips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is gonna sound really funny, but can I bonk him on the head with my staff?
Yep, you can absolutely do
course.
that.
Ananias in a bonky mood.
That's bonkers, man.
I do believe your staff has 1 charge left at this moment, because you've used 2 of them on the god from earlier.
Yeah, but I don't want to do lethal damage to him.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll need you to roll to hit there. I
Wait,
guess
does
I'll
the
do that.
charges ever reset, or is
Yes.
that total?
They do reset. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. When do they reset though?
Tuesday,
It doesn't seem to tell me at this moment. I'll figure that out later. But yes, they do,
Thursday.
I think, reset. Oh yes, it regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. Cool. I only have 1 of the charges marked. I might have forgotten to mark the second one as being used, but I think you used two charges on the god. Anyway,
I don't know if I did.
I'll do your roll to hit. I'm just going based off memory. Honestly.
No, I don't think the second one hit.
Oh, maybe you're right. Okay. Well,
Ethan,
in that case, this is the second one.
Second one didn't hit.
Cool. In that case, this would be the second charge being
Well, it's
used.
okay. I might.
Yeah, you might miss it.
I might. Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. So
I mean, roll for me, please, because I
Yes.
can't.
I
I
rolled. I
forget
got.
she has advantage.
Oh, why she have? Oh yeah, cause he's prone. You're right. Thank you. So that does make it better. What is 15? Does that hit you?
Yes.
Ray? It hits.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. And the damage would be. This is non-lethal. So that is. Are you using the extra damage or no? For the charge, Ananias?
Would the extra damage make it lethal, or would it still be non-lethal?
You can
It
still
would
choose to be.
lethalize it.
You can still choose to be non-lethal even if you do additional damage. You can declare it as like I'm trying to do.
Okay, then I'll do additional damage.
Okay.
I am
Wow.
non-lethally smacking him very hard.
Oh my gosh!
You just got
I
slapped
rolled maximum damage.
across
with
the
the-
face, my
so-
friend.
She whips around her glass quarterstaff, not actual glass, but you know, just it's the best term to deal with, and she like drives it into the side of your cheek, Doctor, and even as it hits and kind of like knocks one tooth out, it also imparts some kind of magical black ooze that flashes across your body and kind of deals additional damage magically as this corruption spreads throughout your face and then kind of seeps deeper into your skin and disappears from the surface. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage, which you can reduce with the rage that you're taking.
Alright.
Then, could you double check if a barbarian is resistant also to necrotic damage? I'm pretty sure you're not, so this
I'm
damage
pretty
wouldn't be
sure not.
reducible. 20 damage of necrotic. Maximum damage rolled on that.
Oh my god.
Yikes. As that happens, Kusith will say, "Geez, Ananias, what are you trying to do? Kill him?"
Oh, definitely not.
Take it easy.
Doesn't know her own strength.
Okay, no. No magic resistances.
Okay, so in that case, you take the full 20 damage on that. Does that knock you down?
It knocks me, yeah.
Okay, so you witness the sputtering. It like gets knocked out as its neck snaps to the side a little bit, and it kind of relaxes. You see its body less tense, and it the drool seeping from its face just kind of drips to the ground as it remains peaceful for a second, and then after a moment he shakes a little bit and his proportions seem to shrink as the muscles kind of retract like inflatable, you know, tubes that are deflating, and his body bubbles a little bit as it seems to turn into more of a regular human form, and his wiry frizzy white hair kind of retracts down into a regular blonde
Frizzy boy.
yeah, more whitish blonde. And sorry, I
Yeah.
never even got this ready before the
Did he
combat's
become
over.
handsome?
That would probably be more up to interpretation there. But anyway, you see now the regular Doctor. You're still unconscious, Ray.
Did
for
he
the
become
moment.
handsome in my character's opinion?
I think that's up
That
to your
would be up to
character.
your character. Yes. He's
You know that mathematical equation that's supposed to give you the perfect face or something like that? He has one of those.
what? I don't know this.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
So
this.
it's like the
formula.
Squidward meme. After you hit his face enough, like he becomes.
Yeah,
like-
yeah, exactly.
Sure. We'll say he has that, but he is still, mostly naked, except for whatever bonus stuff he's got in the pack on his back.
I mean, he's a skinny guy compared to that muscular tone. I think that loincloth is going to slide down if anybody moved him.
Okay, well, now that he's knocked out, I do think Kuzith will say to the dwarves, "Do you all know this man?"
Absolutely not! We don't know any of the people that are attacking you. We don't know who you are. This entire forest has gone insane since we've met you.
Well, maybe our insanity will leave with us as well. This man could be Gohan's murderer. Ananias, if it's all right with you, can we take him with us?
Another body for the...
Oh my word, taking
I want-
another one?
I want to interrogate him. He doesn't have to sit nicely. I'd be happy to strap him to the front of the car.
He's just gonna cushion the impact of
Okay,
you crashing
That's
anything.
fine. As long as he's not back here stuck with me, that's fine.
That's great.
All right. I'll find a way to
Can we tie him up?
strap him to us.
Yes, you can absolutely tie him to the
Ayo.
front of the front of the thing if you want. So he will be like whipped by every passing branch and
Yeah.
like leaves and whatever. Get cut by leaves that are sharp, all that good stuff. It'll be great.
Okay. Well,
Great.
if there's an easier way for QZ to put him onto the cart that is not getting in the way of Ananias, then he will. But otherwise, what I have described is what he will do.
Nice. Give me 30 seconds to be distracted, okay? And I'll respond to that action.
Be distracted for 30 seconds. You may have.
Thank you.
It takes an action to do that, though.
Well, actually, it takes an action to action.
Oh yeah, we're still. That's not true.
It doesn't take an action to action?
No.
Oh, okay. If you say so.
What time did you have to go pump?
7:30 would be the earliest that I would have to end it. Really, it's based on when my sister gets back from work.
Okay. We're talking about Eastern time, right?
Yeah. So I would have like
I'm on
roughly
Eastern time right
another-
now.
I'd have roughly like another hour and a half.
Okay. You visiting someone?
Because you know what?
Or grandma.
No, I'm in Indiana, but yeah, my grandparents.
Ah, nice.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry. So you said you're strapping him to the front of the motorcycle, basically.
KO,
Great.
essentially. Unless there was a way that I could like put him in the back that wouldn't get in Ananias's way.
I mean, you could just sit on him.
He's a strapping young
Sure,
man.
I will
Uh,
sit on him.
I don't
will
want to sit on him.
No,
Yeah,
I
everybody
will.
sit on
not
him.
you.
Just,
I'm
like-
I'm gonna be the one driving. So
Just
like,
have like him lay on it like a stuffed pig, and you just like straddle him. He is the
yeah,
seat now.
I will do that as long as Ananias doesn't also have to sit on
That's
him.
great. Yeah, so somehow you managed to origami yourselves and all sit on him so that he's no longer going to be the first source of damage and get like all the bugs splattered on his face. Which is probably for the best considering none of you have
Yeah,
learned to ride a
I was
bike
worried
yet,
that that could have
so-
killed him, but
I
QZ
mean,
couldn't have cared too much.
it could have if you smashed into anything, especially going through uncharted terrain where
Yeah.
there's likely no path in wide stretches of the wilderness.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also, you guys are going to be encountering, I guess, the lake and or river, so you're gonna have to find a way to ford across that with your motorbike if you're heading in the direction of Lunimus instead of Westwood. So we'll have to get there when we get there. Anyway, is there anything else that we needed to address before you guys take off and leave these poor, traumatized, and very confused dwarves to their business?
No, we can leave them now.
Okay. So, you mount the motorbike, gather everything you needed, supplies, people, and whatever
So
else.
people.
And the dwarves give you a quick crash course in how to operate it, how to, give it fuel, how to slow it down, how to not crash, and they try to get you to go around the clearing a little bit with the grippy wheels that kind of hold on to the ground and can survive without being on something like asphalt. They have like little spikes on them to grip dirt and grass alike and traverse over it. So they try to get you to go around the clearing a few times to learn how to not fall off and how to turn with the direction you're falling so that you can keep your balance. Could I have whoever is the pilot, Ananias
That
or...
probably would be me.
Alright, QZ's taking the lead.
Well, what skill do we use to driving? Like, is it clear that Ananias would be better driver than I?
I would say it's going to be dex based, so whether you want to choose...
Almost certainly me then. I now have a 20 in dexterity.
Yes. Oh yeah, speaking of the leveling up, yeah, you all, after that battle, you have leveled up, you feel,
Leveled.
more powerful. That training with
I'll work on that later.
with Janus is kind of solidified in your mind as a result of putting that practice into training, and now you've gained the abilities of evasion and stillness of mind. Yeah, I guess
I know.
Ananias has
Honestly,
to
this
do-
is kind of cool stuff that the monks get. Like, people always trash on monks. They're like, just be a rogue, just be a fighter.
Mhm.
But, it's kind of nice just being able to just heal yourself mid-combat.
Yeah. So go ahead and do a dexterity check. I don't think acrobatics would really apply, so yeah, just do dexterity. QCth.
Okay.
We'll see how well you master
Oh, that's not very good.
practice. Oh.
We
It's
crash
okay. It's
immediately.
practice. It's practice.
Is it just
but-
a normal dex check?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, it's only a 9.
Yeah, we'll say you struggle a bit. Yeah, and you kind of hit a bump. Like the first rock you encounter, you trip and fall, spilling everyone and everything out of the motorcycle. And as the
Oh.
motorcycle kind of hits the ground, you hear the glass core kind of tink a little bit and kind of vibrate a little bit unstably, but it holds. It's fine. But yeah, it kind of dumps everyone and everything off and maybe hurts your leg a little bit, but it's not enough to actually
Ow, my
cause
leg.
damage. And you get right back on and keep learning, but it does... I'm not going to make you roll until you get it, because eventually you will get it, but
Mhm.
it's like just like learning to ride a bike. That roll is just to see how long it takes you to get it. I'll say
Gotcha.
maybe
it also
after
like
a half
damages
hour,
it a little bit or something. It's not like it.
the bike itself.
Not like whenever you're driving straight, if you like take off your hands on the wheel, then it like just like slowly
Oh,
like starts to
no.
veer to the side now.
Sure, maybe just a tiny bit of drift on there.
Yeah, so you have to like constantly hold it in straight, so you like there's a little bit more effort that you're putting on your right hand.
Hmm.
So like I'm gonna come away and just like gonna have like one super strong arm from like holding it in place.
Yeah, honestly, having to traverse these like dense thickets is going to
Oh, it
be
evens out.
more pulling on one way or the other, so it might not even make that much difference, but yes,
Mhm.
yeah. Anyway, you guys figure out how to pilot this motorcycle after, 2 or 3 more falls that annoy everyone, but eventually you get it all figured out, and you begin your travels to the east, heading off in the direction of Lunimus. We'll say it doesn't even take you like 2 hours of driving. You begin to give it a little bit of speed and gas after you're kind of getting used to the whole situation, with leaves whipping by, branches that you occasionally have to duck as you're kind of blazing your own trail through the middle of nowhere, towards the opposite direction of the sun that's beginning to set behind you. And you make it to a large glittering expanse of water once again. You're at the southern side of the lake, so there's maybe like a quarter of the lake that you're needing to cross rather than like crossing it right at the center. So it's a lot less distance that you would need to actually traverse, or you could go a little farther to the right and you will basically just need to ford a river. How would you guys like to approach this challenge as you're kind of coming out of the trees and seeing the landscape in front of you?
Carefully.
So is there any bridge?
There does not seem to be a bridge in this area. This is still rather out in the wilderness, far from most settlements. So, yeah, there's not a lot of infrastructure to speak of. There's an abundance of lumber and, grass and
Oh
forested things
no,
there for you.
Ethan!
What?
Ethan wants us to build a raft.
Ethan doesn't expect you to go this way. Ethan does not have an opinion on this.
The way that
You
we're
wanna-
driving.
Cross it?
Well, how does the story go? You can't go over it. You can't go
You
around
can't
it.
go under it. You gotta go
I-
through it.
I guess we have to go through it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
she's kinda,
Okay,
like,
so
floors
my
it
thought.
and hopes that we glide across
No,
the top. And Jesus walking across the
Evil
water.
Knievel.
If the wheels spin fast enough, we won't
I-
sink.
Well, while that might be true,
Which it isn't.
I say, well, that might be true. I think we, or you, I think you cut down
We-
1, 2, 3, 4 logs. We can mount them on each side of our
Of
bike,
course.
and
Put
then
them on the wheels so that the wheels float even better.
okay, and I don't put the logs on the wheels. They'll be on the sides of the bike so that the bike floats. And I'm gonna take other pieces of wood and I'm gonna strap them to the wheel and create little flippers so that when the wheel turns, it'll paddle us through.
I don't think the flipper idea will work because in order for the wheel to turn, it's gotta have enough clearance to not like hit the rims of the bike.
Oh.
You might be able to get away with just adding a little bit more surface area on the spikes that are already kind of on the wheel to grip the land. But
In that
obviously-
case, instead of that, you know where the middle spoke is? like-
yeah,
The center of the wheel?
uh-huh.
On that stick, I'm gonna add the fronds to the side of it so that when it dips into the water a little, it'll propel it slightly forward that way.
I'm not understanding. So you're sticking something through the
So-
spokes so that as it goes around, it'll paddle?
No, through the center, the center, not through the spokes.
Through
Where all the
center of
spokes
wheel.
join up.
Okay. So at the hub of the wheel.
Yeah,
And you
out to the side.
Uh-huh. Oh, I see.
Like
So
a
you
little-
wanna add a paddle so it'll... Okay. So like a very clumsy swimmer, I see. Interesting. You could just paddle like
Yeah.
a normal person, but yeah, I love the engineering. Okay. So yeah, how do you guys chop down this this log? Like,
I
to get a
stare at
tree.
it until it falls.
wow, that's pretty impressive.
I take my stick and I bonk it.
Now maybe like we struggle with the tree for a little bit. Like I don't think I have any tools for it. So like, do you think possibly like Ray would wake up to us trying?
I was
to do
actually
Yeah.
about to ask that.
Yeah, after a couple hours, I would say. Yeah, because you've driven for maybe an hour or two. Yeah, we'll say that the doctor wakes up and kind of has a massive headache from the energy that just kind of got poured into his jaw, and he's got a bit of a jaw ache, but he has no memory of what on earth has just happened. All that he remembers is crashing his airship, or like being in his airship, and suddenly a ball of fire chopping through the front of his airship and kind of exposing him out to the elements, and he's like, "Oh lordy, what the frick!" And then smashing, and then darkness. So, yeah, first thing you do is you realize you're tied like a roast pig, just with your like face looking at the handlebars of a bike, and you can't really move your arms or legs. What would you like to do, Ray?
What in tarnations engineering is going on here? Bandits, let go of me! Don't you know who I am?
Meanwhile, Ananias is smacking a tree with a stick. Let me see how well that goes. Got a 15 plus 5, so that's a 20 total. Do you want to use a charge or just smack it?
How close are we to resetting?
One charge left.
No, but like how soon?
It recharges at dawn, and you're at like maybe I'd say 3 or 4 p.m.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I use the painfulness in the tree.
Sure. Yeah, why not? Okay. Let me roll that damage then.
The tree just splinters
So
everywhere.
that's 6 plus
Y'all were so upset I wouldn't use it on the turtle.
6 plus 7 is math. 13, I believe. So you deal. Yeah, you deal like 15-ish damage to this tree. I already forgot the exact number, but yeah, you
15-ish.
smack it with the butt of your staff and release yet more magical energy into this tree, and you begin to see it kind of rots and kills the tree from the inside out. And quickly, what was a healthy tree for a second, now like the base of it just kind of withers and dies as you're kind of blasting into it. And while the impact itself didn't do all that much damage, being that it was a stick instead of a sharp implement, the very fact that you rotted out the roots of the tree immediately kind of makes it creak and groan as though it's about to fall. And it's tall enough to where you could easily kind of chop it into the amount of logs you need.
Did you see that? With my massive strength, one hit, and I nearly fell this tree, I say to the goose.
Yeah, Ananias, I am not really the magic wielder, but I know you use magic.
How dare you ignore me over here?
Oh crap, that's right. So QZ probably immediately when Ray woke up, like rushed over to him and like took out a knife, put it to the side of his head, and said, "What brought you to us?"
Well, I'll give you any money you want if you just take that dagger from my throat. Don't you know who I am?
I have no idea who you were, but I assume an assassin.
Assassin? Why would I want to assassinate anyone?
Well, someone has died.
Ananias offers, I bet an assassin would say that, but I wouldn't know that.
Agree. Yeah,
I wouldn't know
QZ
for sure an
pushes the
assassin
blade
would say that, but I bet
slightly.
an assassin would say that.
QZ pushes the blade slightly further into the cheek.
You know,
and
that's
says,
going to leave a mark on my beautiful face.
I'm sure
he says
it
as handsome
might.
Squidward.
The reason I think he might be an assassin, well, there is someone already dead, and they were murdered.
I don't know what you're
He looks
talking
like
about.
an assassin to me.
I came down on my airship to this place to look for the one who is immortal.
Wait,
QZ
you were the
kind
thing
of,
that
like-
caught on fire?
What do you
QZ kind of
mean?
like draws back a little bit. He like takes a step back.
He was trying to assassinate us, QZ, Ananias explains.
I don't think that's true. Why would he have been here so late. You are the airship man?
I was on my airship on my way down, and then my pilot went with the front of my ship.
I see. Well,
Now who's going to pay me back my money he owes?
I mean, so long as you can authenticate your story, I'm sure there will be someone who will pay you. For now, knowing not much about you, I think you'll understand if we keep you tied up.
That's kind of mean.
He's crying! He's crying!
I can see that, but we're in a bit of a rush and not ready to wait for tears. Ananias, can you hurry along with the rest of the trees? We need to get this thing
You're the one
floating
with
and
the
ready.
fist!
You
You're trying to
lit-
float on the water?
And what else would you recommend? There is a river in our way. We must cross it somehow.
Out of character, DM, do I know of a nearby bridge?
You do not know of anything in this area. You haven't even left the Citadel all that many times. Well, not in recent years. So
Would
this
I
is
have
bonus.
something on me that allows me to quickly help them if I
I'd
to
say
float?
you've got all kinds of fancy tech in that bag of yours, so if you were to reclothe yourself and examine the tech you've got, you might be able to come up with some solution that would either help them chop trees or, I don't know. I mean,
like
it's up
chop
to your
trees.
creativity.
Okay.
Yeah, if he has anything floaty. But really, he'd have
Just
to
this
convince us to
inflatable
let
ducky.
him go.
The way you two morons are chopping those trees, you'll get nowhere in several days. If you untie me, I can help.
And how would that be?
Because I am a brilliant man, and I have technology at my disposal.
I don't know. You came to us in quite the craze.
I do not know what you're speaking about, child.
And why might I lie?
Just because you tied me up, calling me some kind of assassin. You're both liars,
Why would we be lying if we were the ones tying you up?
because you want my money, my brilliance, my genius.
I already have all of those things.
Listen,
He
if
looks
you can
at you
tell-
very incredulously.
Qzith Butson, listen, if you can tell us exactly how you would help. None of these vague, oh, my smarts. Tell us exactly how you would help us. Maybe.
That is exactly how I would help you. I have technology at my disposal, and my genius to use it.
Qzith puts the knife a little bit closer to him and says,
Are you a magic man?
precisely
You know magic?
what technology?
If you release me, you'll see, you ignoramus.
Do you do magic? Ananias
can use-
offers again.
I do not have magic myself, but I do make items that use magic.
Ah. So you're a fake magic person.
Fake.
Yeah.
How dare you, my good lady? He assumes you're a lady.
You can't tell I'm
based
a
on your
lady. I'm
voice.
so...
He assumes based off your voice.
Okay. In that case... I don't reply. I just like, okay. So you have magic items?
I have technology at my disposal.
You say that, but that doesn't mean anything to me.
To put it simple, I can make this thing float. Just untie me. This is very uncomfortable.
How would you make it float?
He goes into this long scientific tangent of how floating works and buoyancy and all that.
I don't listen. I say, how do I make it float?
Ooh. Yuzi's just like pacing around, just like annoyed.
So basically, what you're saying is our plan will work. You're saying that this tree is more buoyant, therefore, strap it to the car.
Your plan
You go.
will work, however, it will take you all day to do it. I can get it done in a matter of minutes, maybe an hour at most, if you untie me.
How can we know we can trust you?
Yuzi
Because I
says,
did not
still
come
while
here to hurt
pacing.
anyone.
How do you know? How do we know you're not just going to run away?
That one you do not know. Unless, of course, there's a little coin in it for me, and then you can guarantee I will not run away.
Listen, I still don't know whether or not anything that you're saying is true.
Only
I
one way to
still don't
find out.
know if you killed my friend.
How could I kill someone when I was passed out this whole time, when my ship crashed?
Your story is likely about your ship, but I can't be certain it is true. Yuzi takes some rope and he like ties the ties it to one of Ray's feet, and he says, "A lead. How about? Can you make the ship float while tied?"
Yes.
Well, go on about it then.
Do you untie his arms?
I untie your arms as soon as I have tied your whatchamacalled, your leg. Singular
As
leg, but
he's
you will not trip.
digging through his bag and putting his clothes back on, he's mumbling under his breath, "These darned bandits trying to take all of my tools and my brilliance. I will tell the great Citadel all about this."
Well, listen, if you don't know who we are and we don't know who you are, why do you think that we're actually gonna steal anything from you?
Because I am the greatest man in the world. The greatest
Put
man.
quite a bit of trust in you in letting you do this for us, as for all we know, we could start to go across and then immediately sink. So why don't you put some faith into us?
He just gets back into his mumbling form as he digs through his bag. Okay, DM, do I find anything to help with the situation?
Yeah. Don't you have some little technology bits that you've created that are like little clockwork mechanisms that manage to spit out a small jet of blue flame and can basically replicate the levitate spell?
Yes,
Looking at your
I
character
do.
sheet. So yeah, you could stick a couple of these little magnetized things onto the whatchamacallit and bring the motorcycle levitating across the river / lake.
I don't know, sounds like witchcraft to me.
Whoa,
It's
what are
tech-based.
these?
They are called CADs. Caster's Assistance Device. Thank you very much. It was
I love it.
made by me.
That's so cool.
Ananias giggles, charmed. Caster's assistant device, CAD. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. They ask, what exactly do they do?
Depends on what they're function to do. These ones cast a levitation spell, which allows your... What, Pump?
Sorry, I accidentally dropped my chair down, so I was below my desk.
Oh.
Do they actually cast a spell, or are they purely tech-based? And
They're
like-
purely tech-based. I'm just
Okay.
trying to make it understandable for the lower intelligence.
Oh wow!
But
Wow.
they cast a levitation spell, allowing for your craft to float across the water so you can get to the other side.
All right, they don't seem very magical to me, I say, touching them.
It was just a simplistic term. It's actually technology-based.
Okay, you're
Like I said earlier,
very
I personally cannot
simplistic man. I
magic.
see. She kind of digs at him a little, implying he is simple.
Thank you. I understand. I am skin and bones right now. I haven't eaten in days since my last project.
That is not what simple means.
Got him.
She pats him.
But
Are you guys happy
so
with this?
you feel a pat, but you don't see her hands because your hands are still invisible permanently. Also, you still have that like weird feathery beard, but as it's like tickling your nose, it kind of forces you to sneeze, and all the feathers kind of fall off and scatter to the ground.
Are you a bird person as well?
The feathers are all gone now. So, what is your current form?
Well, I would like to reveal myself. To decide to reveal myself, I will pull off my hood. I will reveal gorgeous,
Happiness?
long, blonde hair, like bright blonde. I want to be the most beautiful woman on the planet. I want to be, looking like a little stuck up type person. I want to be better looking than him because my ego is bruised by his very existence.
Oh, wow! You look gorgeous, stunning, except for the hands, which you can't see at all. And the
You're
beard
so
is gone.
funny, EJ. Your hands, not gorgeous. Your hands, John Cena.
Yes.
He looks at you, just shrugs.
Ananias looks unimpressed.
Are you trying to
Almost, like,
seduce him?
equally
Do I need
unimpressed.
him to like roll for like not having his heart, palpitate? Or
Yes,
is he like
roll.
is he so
I
trained
am
to like focus on tech only, not given distractions that he just does not care?
Yeah, he's never had any interest in anybody besides himself.
I totally support the romance though. Like if she's just constantly like, no, I will be better. And he's like, that's hilarious.
You want me to roll though?
This is not romance. This is pure like, what is
Rivalry?
it called? Yes, indeed.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think there's a role necessary. I think just the way your characters are is good enough. I'm entertained.
Well, I have done what you asked and upgraded. One second, my family.
Let's see. Kind of want to check if Mama Swizzle already had inspiration for the last time, because otherwise I would have given inspiration for the CAD speech. That was great. Looks like you already have it, so you can carry over that inspiration from your previous character
Swizzle,
sheet.
Mama Swizzle has inspiration, but the new character might not have inspiration.
Well, I mean, I'm going it based off he's only playing one character at a time, so if he's now playing the Doctor instead, that inspiration is moved over to his new character.
Gotcha.
Oh,
I got Din Din.
Nice.
jealous.
Din din.
So are you happy with these improvements? May I be released from your grasp? Oh, my head
Not
hurts.
until.
Why does my head hurt so much?
Well, perhaps that is something we can help you with when we get to where we're going.
And where
For
might
now?
that be?
Lunamus.
Usually, like, okay, yeah. Usually was gonna like eye over to Ananias to see if
No,
they were going to agree to say.
Lunamus you've probably heard of, Doctor, but you might not be like, you maybe have never visited there, but you certainly would have heard of it a fair few times throughout your life, and might know a little bit about, their level of technology and all that good stuff.
If it's like the second
Magic
highest technology, I would
and-
have gone there. Otherwise, I send my assistants to go get my stuff for me from there.
They are rather advanced. I guess it would be up to you if you want to have visited there in the past to see and learn from them, or if you just, never found it interesting.
Are they the second highest in technology?
Second highest to who? Who do you think is the highest?
Like in the, I personally think it's the Citadel, since I live at the Citadel.
Gotcha. If you're going by that metric in terms of like which society is most advanced, yeah, you could say that they are one of the more advanced, you know,
Then I would
civilizations
have
out there.
visited.
Yeah, sure. They might not be like strictly the second, because you know, knowing every single organization or like
Sure.
civilization throughout the entire world and organizing and ranking them, it's hard for everyone to have that kind of knowledge. But they are
Sure.
definitely one of the more well-known ones, and they have a trade agreement already with the Citadel. So yeah,
Yeah,
totally
I would
makes
have
sense.
visited then.
Cool. So that might be your ticket to escape these crazies.
The Citadel, you say? I have a good friend that lives there. Perhaps we can come to some kind of arrangement.
They said Lunimus, not the Citadel though.
Right, left and left.
Get
Oh,
caught.
We
what happened to
lost.
Cat?
We lost Ananias.
Absolutely
No.
not.
They were like,
That's because he messed
we are
up.
not listening to you anymore.
Mhm.
You got my listening wrong. Oh, she says hi.
She probably doesn't even know that she's no longer in the call.
Yeah, maybe.
Are you sending a message saying that she's not in the call?
No, I was typing to someone else, the same person as
Okay.
earlier.
I mean, I figured we just wait, right?
Yeah. Unless we figure out what's wrong and it will be a little bit. I might take the second to pee, so I'll be back
Sure.
in a second.
I think I'll do the same thing.
Cool. Meet back in 5.
4.
No, not that.
Oh,
Oh, you're back.
What's that? Sorry.
we were
Uh,
taking a pause while you were gone.
yep, I'm gonna go to the
Ray's gonna
bathroom
be
as
back
Ray's
shortly.
also going to the bathroom.
But what was happening when I disappeared?
We stopped and they're going to the restroom. We kind of just waited for a bit.
But what was happening before I disappeared?
Literally, we stopped. Oh, before you disappeared? Like,
Yeah,
okay.
before we disappeared.
well, before they left, we had stopped. We stopped immediately once you left the call.
Yeah, but I don't remember what was happening.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that that's what you were asking for. Yeah, so EJ will probably go back over it again because I barely remember. But Ray was just remembering what Lunimus was like, and he apparently, this is knowledge that you would not have, but Ray knows someone there, and he was telling us that there was someone there who would be able to help us a lot, but like I don't know with what because he doesn't know what we need. But supposedly Ray knows somebody at Lunimus. And he told
Cool.
us that he knew someone at Lunimus.
Great to know.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And welcome back, Kit Kat.
Thanks. The Wi-Fi
Sure.
decided to die for some reason.
That's fun.
But Wi-Fi.
I don't know.
I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Alright.
Okay. So what was Ananias saying before they vanished?
We were just crying.
Ananias was crying.
Why?
just cause.
There. It'll be okay. Well. You guys were having a conversation.
Well,
I'm not
what-
really involved, so pick up where you left
No,
off.
I was saying, okay, yeah, we're going to Lunamus, is all I said, and then the doctor started talking.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. I forgot. Yeah, he misinterpreted as the Citadel for some reason.
Yeah, sorry. I meant to say Lunamus.
Okay, cool.
I have a friend in Lunamus. We perhaps can come across with a deal of some sort.
Mayhaps.
Good stuff. Also, are you still tied with your legs to the motorcycle, or did he...
Still tied.
Okay, so you're still, like, stuck facing forward and not able to see that Mama Swizzle's on the back of it?
I don't know. Pump?
So you're tied, but you can like walk around. So I probably gave you like a full length of the entire vehicle. That being said, he
Okay.
does know that you're after Mama Swizzle, so maybe he would like make it so that you just can barely not see her.
Well, I don't know who she is. I'm
That's
just
fair,
looking for
okay.
the immortal.
Yeah, well, in that case, QZ's just going to give you like as much space as you would need to like get around the entire vehicle.
Gotcha.
So, on
It's tiny.
another note, I came here down from the Citadel because I heard through a listening device of sorts that there was somebody that is connected to that listening device that is immortal.
What type of listening device?
I take out of my pack the twisted metal.
Mm-hmm. Again, it looks kind of like a crossguard that has long since been kind of mangled and twisted into a heap.
It's
and
rusty.
It once was, perhaps. It's another chunk of him. Not all is lost.
Is this what the dwarves lost?
No.
Oh, a different piece.
Yep. Separated for centuries. And somehow obtained
How
by this
neat.
dude.
So yes, I heard it through this thing. It sounded like a very birdy voice coming through, so I assume it's probably you, Mr. Goose.
You could probably see Mama Swizzle as well. Like, there's how on earth would you plan on hiding Mama Swizzle, QZ? Unless you just like throw a tarp over her on the back of the
I don't
motorcycle.
really know. Probably, yeah, I guess a tarp would be the most logical.
Sure, yeah. I
Do we
guess
have a
you hide
tarp?
Mama Swizzle with a cloak or a tarp or something. I
A
think you
cloak,
do.
maybe,
A
yeah.
couple cloaks. Okay.
Actually, no, it's his bloody cloak. It's the wool one if he
Did
still
you
has it.
Yeah, did you
I think
use it
I
for
don't
something?
think he has it anymore.
Yeah, I thought you used
I
it
know
for
I did use
something.
it for something, but I don't know if
I can't remember what for.
it says I still have it,
Mhm.
but I know I used it. Oh, I think I just wore it. Or something.
Well, I knew you wore it, but I thought you also used it for something else one time. Can't remember what for, whether it's projectile or net or
Yeah.
something. But I think
I
it's
don't know.
gone now. I don't remember.
Okay, if it's gone, it's gone.
Well, we'll go back and figure it out someday. But yeah, I think it's gone. If not, I'm sorry. But
Okay.
it's been through it. It had its uses. Ananias, however, had their cult robe, but also they have their other cloak. So if you were to fight with
I
Ananias,
can have her be covered with my cult robe because I just took it off.
Mhm.
And
Are
I
you guys
can.
forgetting that she's wearing a cloak as well?
Yes, but this is to hide the fact that there is a body there. So just the fact that there's a person in a cloak.
So I'm gonna like sneakily like see that. I'm just gonna throw my cloak that I had just taken off over her and revealing my other cloak that is underneath because
Gotcha.
it's.
Cool.
She's so prepared.
Cool. And at that point, the doctor is free to stand
Like
up.
that's what gets him surprised. He's like, "Whoa! I noticed this woman not by how she looks, but by the fact that she is prepared.
Cloaks on cloaks on cloaks.
A true woman of technology there. Finally, an adequate rival."
I ship it.
Oh, I'm being shipped.
Okay.
He's being
I
shipped.
don't want to be delivered.
Okay, so he asked if the goose was the immortal.
Yeah. QC says, well, you might just have to find that out. I haven't died thus far.
If that's the case, you are not the immortal by the deductiveness.
What?
I mean, if you come to that conclusion, QC is kind of like saddened by him not being thought to be the immortal one.
At least you don't
Like, he
have to
doesn't
worry
even
about in
realize that
combat
it made
being
him sad. He
abandoned.
just kind of like said it sadly, like a little bit sadder in his voice. But he hasn't registered that it hurt his feelings.
That might save you in the future, because if the doctor thinks that you're the immortal, and then he's like, oh yeah, you'll be fine, and then he goes and saves someone else, you know, that could end up real bad.
No, I'm sure it will, but QC feels immortal after fighting those gods, let's be fair here.
Why are you concerned about immortality?
It has always been my lifelong dream to become immortal, so that I can rid this world of death and sickness and make a little money off of it too.
I blink at him. Blink.
Whoa,
Thank you for
attractive
saying.
girl blinking.
She blinked. She blinked!
So, doctor, do you attach your CADs to the motorbike?
Oh, I thought I did that already.
Yeah,
Maybe you
that's-
did.
That was past.
Yeah,
Old
okay.
news.
So, the
Oh,
motorbike is geared up and ready to be levitated across this lake/river, depending on what point you chose to stop at.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing it at the river or the lake?
The place that's closest to us.
That would be lake. Cool. So it's a
Okay.
bit of a distance to, float across, but I think you, depending on the fly speed,
It should be probably slower than a raft.
oh. Interesting. Okay, one problem with this.
What?
It doesn't give you any form of locomotion when you're floating. You'll just be floating.
Oh,
So
we're just gonna have to push.
although
like,
Push and then
Good thing,
jump on.
good thing I chopped down this tree and we can use these sticks.
really long sticks as you're hovering above the river, just
A gondola.
gondola. I think
I'm gonna high five QZ. We got
so
sticks.
great.
Yes, we have sticks.
Ananias also has a cantrip called Gust, which is a form of blasting air, so that also could work potentially.
All right. I would like to
I'm so entertained.
I would like to push off with the sticks. And then also do we have like can I feel like Gust won't work unless I have like fabric attached to our craft
Well, no,
or something.
You just push us the other way. You gust. You like hold on and then.
Okay,
you
then I
gust
gust.
yourself away.
I push us off from the shore with a stick so we're not like stuck right above the shore. We're above the water. I'm gonna say, hold on, and I'm going to push out towards the shore with my hands, and
Right. Roll for
have the
gusto.
air around us be like almost slingshotted away, like by like pulling on the weave, like I'm what is it called, like pulling back a bow and arrow, and I'm gonna like let go the weave and it'll push us forwards.
Yeah, I love it. So you're-
Am I on the motorcycle as well?
yeah, I guess all three of you decided to mount the motorcycle and just kind of hold on tight as you activate the CADs with a small.
Can
burst
I
of fire.
actually stand on my 2 feet and my arms are crossed? And I'm standing tall and proud.
And whenever
Dex.
I let off the gust, he loses his footing.
Oh no!
And I'm still tied to the motorcycle.
Yeah, no, you are. You're still tied, but only with the rope now. So like you
Oh,
could just be hanging off the
no.
bottom
Yeah.
So you activate the CADs and
and like splashing into the water.
like 4 little rocket ships blasting a small jet of blue fire. It raises you all up into the air. You rise about 20 feet into the air above the bank of the lake, and then you're just hovering there. Ananias begins to, use the weave and blast. Are you doing the stick thing as well, or just the gusts?
I'm doing both. I'm using the stick to steer, and I'm
Sure.
just gusting with the other hand.
Sure. Yeah, we'll say that you already like grabbed a knife and kind of pried loose at least one fiber of wood that's long enough to kind of be a little bit of a control, like a little stick to help kind of push you along. And yeah, you seem to be gaining some momentum. Could I have you roll me Dex though? Dexterity
Yes.
saving throw to stay like onwards, just standing like Columbus on the Delaware River.
Exactly. Okay, oh, hey. Dex is actually decent. Got a 21.
Wow, nice. Yeah, you wobble and then you're like, no, I will remain in this cool position. And
For I am the doctor!
so this lasts for 10 minutes. You're able to kind of push yourself along for this entire 10-minute period, and I'd say that's plenty of time to make it across this whole lake, considering there's no obstacles in your way. And it's a cantrip, so you can just keep blasting the gusts. You can keep kind of pushing off with the stick. Yeah. Of course, the stick
Alrighty.
might lose the ability to reach the bottom of the water at a certain point because the tree wasn't
That's
as
fine.
tall as the depth of the lake. But yeah, gusting is working out pretty well, and there's not much need to adjust. So yeah, after
Great.
approximately 10 minutes, you make it to the other bank of the lake and continue forward as far as you can with the levitate before the CADs begin to sputter a little bit and seem like they're running out of steam. What would you guys like to do as you're now making it to... Let's see, let me check my map of the biomes to figure out what the landscape looks like on the other side of the river. I know it's still forest for a little bit, but you might be able to see across the trees some other landscape, which I will find for you in a minute. In the meantime...
As the sputtering starts to happen, the doctor starts freaking out. Come on, my children! You can make it to the other side! I am your creator!
You could always,
Hey.
slap some more
Hey,
cats
hey.
on there and keep going.
Doctor man, you're doing okay. Can you calm down a little? I need to focus. I
This is
explained.
me at my finest.
Focusing for a character.
I would
I
like
might
to
not know
gust
anything
him.
about magic, but I know that
I
you
would like
shouldn't
to
need
gust
that.
him. I gust him.
You cussed him? Oh no! Okay, right. Make another dex save, but with disadvantage this time.
Alright. Oh, well, no need for disadvantage. That one on the first roll.
You fall off, and you just kind of hang from your ankle right below the fiery heat kind of pouring down upon you as you're still levitating across.
I keep my cool pose while I'm hanging from my ankle.
Your head just kind of like scrapes against some of the tree branches as you're floating past.
QZ
Like,
says,
arms are still crossed.
well, QZ says, well, at least you have someone else to take your aggression out on now. And he begins to like try and pull Ray's character back up.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you managed to pull him back up. Past the fire. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll for damage or anything. Still having trouble finding my maps. I'm very disorganized with my notes, but I am looking into that note-taking app
I'm
that
the
you mentioned, so
map.
that's pretty
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
cool.
You're the man.
You're the map! I just need to
Yo,
remember
mate,
which
I'm the map.
campaign I have the map stored in. That's my main problem here, honestly.
Thank you, young goose, for dragging me back. You must know how much worth
Yeah,
I am.
keep the talking to a minimum, or I might push you back down there myself.
I found it finally. Thank goodness.
This is not a very friendly bunch, is it?
Well, you know, we've been through a lot now, and doesn't seem like it's gonna
We-
end anytime soon.
We find that stupid people tend to move their mouths more often.
Okay. Yeah.
You must be looking at yourselves in the mirror a lot lately.
You see a vast expanse of grassy plains.
My character ignores what he said and pretends to not hear him.
Typically, if you're gonna ignore something, you don't have to say it.
Okay, EJ.
My character struggles to ignore it. No, I'm kidding.
I'm really trying to ignore it. Yeah. After the, small...
Ananias triggered.
You pass over a small hill, and over the crest of it you see beyond, a large expanse of grassy plains that extend for miles and miles towards a set of mountains in the distance. There appears to be a small desert that is somewhere in that area as well, but at the moment it's just kind of a clear sailing ahead of you, plenty of, gentle inclines and easy terrain for you to just rip through with a motorbike. So yeah, it'll probably be just maybe a day's worth of travel, something like that. But yeah, you got clear
Kick it.
sailing. What'd you say?
Kick it.
Kick
Kick
it. Yeah, you just as the cads slowly sputter and kind of end the gaspings of life, you kind of lower back to
Are
the
we gonna
ground.
fall 20 feet?
No.
Oh, okay.
You just
Well,
lower
I'm not going
gently
to.
the ground, I believe. Let's see. Yeah,
Shut up.
you gently float to the ground, land perfectly. Wheels already spinning. QZ, are you at the piloting?
I believe so, yes.
All right. You give her gas and let her rip. You got a clear path. Vroom! You get maximum speed, several times faster than a horse could ever do. Which, honestly, now that I think about it, really should make it... You could probably get to Lunimus by the end of the day. Maybe. Could I have you roll a D100 just for, random encounters / interesting...
Which one of us?
Anyone. Interesting things.
That's-
Alright, Kat, you can do it.
No, stop! You're a monster.
No, that's why I'm having you do it.
I can't do it.
I know, that's why I'm having you do it.
Shut up.
Do you want me to do it?
Oh, I see. Sorry,
I
I
want
wasn't
Kat
paying
to
attention.
do it.
You want me? EJ, will you
Cat-
do it?
Cat
I
just
got a
say
100.
89. Oh, you got a 100?
I got a 100.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess I like Ray's roll better.
Oh, do you
I
now?
rolled for Cat and got an 89, but yours is always the more exciting one. Well,
Is it?
I think we might have to leave that for next session. Also, I should let you guys know that I was messaging Light during the middle of this, and she said she might be getting over her D&D fatigue, so maybe we can get her back, which would be essential considering you're going
Yay.
to Lunimus. So we'll see what happens.
Yay.
But yeah, this was a really fun session. I'm glad you guys
Hooray.
got to, do a lot of talking to each other, so I didn't have to interact as much. Laziness. Woo. Thank you all for playing. So much fun.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
For DM.
Oh, I do want to know one thing before we gloss too much over. So QZ, what are your thoughts at this point after having seen Ananias in several different forms, just with no explanation, just
He
totally
knows
looking
it's
different.
magic.
He just knows it's magic.
He doesn't understand like the implication of the magic because all magic is magic to him.
I see. So the fact
I'm
that
just a
there might
magic
be just
one.
a species that can shapeshift is not even crossing his mind.
Yeah, no.
Cool. Good to know. That's all I had. I will determine the outcome of that that D100 roll later. An interesting special
Didn't
encounter.
the D100 determine the outcome?
It did, but I'm saying I will flesh out the situation that results from that as you guys are traversing the landscape next, and you'll probably make it to Lunimus depending on how much delay by nightfall.
Sounds
And
great.
hopefully we get light back. That would also be helpful.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Pretty-
Good stuff. I
well,
honestly did
good
not expect you
stopping
guys to
point
go
for
back
me.
to Lunimus this early. I expected to go to Westwood first, and then maybe, you know, do something else, and get back to Lunimus eventually, but if
Well,
light's
the tides
available,
have turned.
that'd be great. If light's not available, then oh no, I'm sad.
Yeah.
Well, if Light's not available, I'll be talking to her sister.
That's true.
And the doctor.
The Doctor! How do you guys like Ray's new character?
It's hilarious.
Very out there.
No? Can I keep talking to my friends?
Yeah, you sure that
Why would it be
High
mine?
energy character.
Well, why would I do that?
the last person, nobody got to it. I'm wondering if Chris.
Well, we
Maybe
ended
Chris would do it.
pretty well before I have to go as well. So that's a bonus.
I don't know.
Bonus
I
time.
feel like it's good that this isn't your
Back to you.
permanent character, Ray, because he would get annoying after a while. So I'd make sure to kill him
No,
off.
it's going to be the new permanent character, Cat.
What?
Yeah,
This is
Ray
Mama
has the
Swizzle's
intention
replacement.
for Mama Swizzle to die. Because once the curse is cured, Mama Swizzle just gonna die. The arc
Then
for Mama
we can't
Swizzle's
cure
almost
her.
over.
We can't cure her then.
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah, I know.
EJ and I have an idea of how it's gonna happen.
The cure is death.
Well, it sounds like Ray's character is going to kill Ray's character.
That is not what I said.
That's not what we said.
Yeah, you didn't say it in such elegant words. Obviously.
Technically, I didn't even think of that, actually, but I should have, though. This wasn't the original plan. Like, this whole how things went here surprised me a lot several times throughout the session, but
Oh yeah?
that's
What were you expecting it to go as?
I was expecting y'all to end up in Westwood, like,
Mhm.
barely to get to Westwood, if that, and then I had all that area prepared. So the stuff that's happening in Lunimus, which there is stuff happening in Lunimus, was supposed to be,
A later find out thing.
yeah, something that you find out after things have gotten much worse.
Lovely. So things are going to get much worse without us knowing, is what you're saying.
They were going to, but now that you're getting there earlier, you might be okay. Who knows?
Oh, okay. Things
So-
are gonna
Oh,
get
no, they'll
worse
still get
there.
worse. We'll just know
Yeah, I
about
I-
it.
figure
Let's
that
just
things
know
are gonna
about
get worse in Westwood.
I mean, things are gonna get worse everywhere. The world goes on without you guys being there, so, but poor
I
adventurers
know.
have
I
to
can
make a
only
choice.
hold so much of the world together.
Yeah.
Shut up.
you
That's
gotta
essentially what I've
babysit
been
everyone. Oh, poor QZ. He's the babysitter of the party. He's the babysitter of the world.
And he didn't want to be. He
Mm-hmm.
just got chosen this role because Carmen was gone.
Yeah, true. We need Carmen back. Gotta round out the party again. Well, thank you guys so much for playing. It was a really fun time.
thank you.
Any closing thoughts? Important
I will
things
close.
to remember.
The doctor.
The Doctor!
Dr. Dulot.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go grab some food. I'm hungry.
Have fun.
Bye.
You enjoy your food.
Enjoy
Thank
your
you.
food.
Thank you all for playing. Love you all.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Thanks for DMing.
Bye.
Love you.
Of course. See y'all.